Hey you guys, today I'm going to be giving a review of the LEGO Transformers Soundwave. So let's get into it. So here's the box. It's a pretty large one. It's a pretty large set. It you see is set number 10358. It has 1,505 pieces and retailed for $190, releasing August 4th, 2025, which is yesterday, as of the time of the recording of this video. But I was able to get it a couple days earlier because it was a Lego brand store, so they actually had it on August 1st. See, the main thing is Soundwave. Also has Laserbeak and Ravage, which are like these mini transformers. And you can see the whole model transforms, and you can transform into a cassette player. And then we can look at the back, and you can see the transformation process. So he can be a cassette player, Ravage and Laserbeak can be cassettes. You transform, and then they're in their robot forms. You can see more of it down here on display. You can put the cassettes in, and then look at this thing. A sound brick. Lego has never made a sound brick before. They've made light bricks, but never a sound brick. So this set is very unique in that sense. Moving right along to the main attraction himself, Soundwave. I'm not gonna lie, I was born in the mid 2000s, so I didn't really watch a lot of the G1 Transformers. I grew up on the Michael Bay Transformers, but I think this does a very good job of capturing his look from the G1 Transformers series. Um, First of all, you have the center piece right here. This was kept inside of its own separate packaging so it doesn't get scratched. That Decepticon logo looks really good. That's where you can actually put the cassettes inside of them, and you can open it up by just pushing that, and then you can just place a cassette inside. His head looks very good, I think. Very simply done, but gets the job done, and it looks like his face. And you see he has red eyes, but they point out in the instructions that the original uh, play figure of him had yellow eyes, whereas in the show he has red eyes. So they actually do include pieces to put the yellow eyes in him in case you're going for the actual toy model look from back in the day. He has good posability, especially above the waist. So you can move his arms up and down. You can angle them, which is really cool, even though he still has like the blocky look to him. He has pretty nice elbows. They actually have not just one joint, but two joints here, so you can move his elbow from here, and then again, you can move it from the forearm too, which is really cool. You can also move his wrists. It's kind of hard to show with the gun in the way, but I can show you on this one. You can just move his wrists around. You can move his fingers. So that's all really good. He does have his blaster, which I also think looks pretty good. Very simple again, but gets the job done. Same with I think this is a minigun on his shoulder. Looks very good. It just uses a bunch of these Technic, I don't know what to call them, like wheels, and it captures the look. So moving on down, this is the coolest part of the set. This thing right here, you click play, and it'll make a host of different sounds. I don't know why this won't focus, but I can just keep clicking it, and there's a whole bunch that they have loaded into here. So many. That's Ravage, Transformer sound. There's just so many. I haven't even tried to count. So that's not even all of them, but there's so many loaded into here, and it just makes the figure have so much more value than it would have. It really does make it feel like a Transformer and one of those toys from back in the day. It's so cool, and I hope Lego continues with the sound brick even past this set. I hope people don't hack it. That's something I was wondering if people are going to try and like put their own sounds into it. I hope people don't do that because this is really cool, and I hope Lego continues doing it. Moving on down, his legs have so much mass to them. Like each one takes 2 bags to make, and they're really cool. I'm taking a class called Dynamics where you study how things move, and the way his feet move when he transforms is really cool. So you build all of this up, right? And then you can fold his foot just like completely into his leg. And you saw that everything inside also folds up, which is just really cool. And you can see on the bottom of his feet, he has these tires. So that actually helps him keep traction when he's standing and not just fall over or slide around if you're on a flat surface. So let me get his leg back out and see that all just folds out, which is really cool. He's not as posable below the waist. So you can you can kind of move his legs. Let me see if I can do this with 2 hands for y'all. You can kind of move his legs like left and right like this, and you can splay them out more. But this isn't really a very stable position. I guess he's stable like that, but like, why are we making Soundwave do splits? The thing that's not so posable is you can't put his legs forward or backward. Like, you see how I'm trying to bend here, but there's no bend there. You can bend him at the knee, but because you can't move his legs forwards or backwards, it's very hard to actually get a angle where he's stable in any of these positions. See, like he's trying to fall over right now. And the other thing you got to be careful for, as cool as the folding legs are, and the folding legs are very cool as someone studying engineering, if you have his center of mass too far forward, he will just collapse on himself because the legs are meant to fold. So you see they keep going and they won't come back out, and then you're gonna have to pull his legs back out. All right, I'm gonna go through his transformation process. It'll probably be a time lapse. This is something else that I think they did a good job with. I'm gonna try and do it off the top of my head as well. So you gotta move this, move his weapon, straighten out his arms, straighten these, fold these back, fold that back. All right, so honestly, not too bad of a build process or transformation process. I am not too good at these things. This is my first time having a Lego Transformer, but still went together pretty intuitively. So not too bad, and they give you pretty clear instructions on how to do it if you ever forget or need help with it. Again, cassette players are a bit before my time. I think I called it a boombox in one of my comment sections, and someone was like, "You're making me feel old," but I still think this looks very good to the source material, and it just looks cool. It has like the little recording slash battery. It has it's a stereo micro cassette recorder. It just looks really cool to me and gives you that vintage. I don't know if vintage is the word, retro feel. And again, you can just push this button up here, the eject button. It'll open that up, and you can put one of his cassettes that are also transformers. You just put it in right there. You can close it up, and it looks really good with the cassette in as well. And of course, you can still click play, and it'll still make all the noises. Up top, everything is pretty smooth. Everything folds up nicely, especially the fact that these big left and right parts are his actual legs. That was very cool to me. You can see some of the inner workings on the side. This was his blaster. This was his arm here. The hands are the only thing that kind of bother me. Like, I wish they could have folded in as well. I feel like that would have been kind of possible, but that's all right. It's not that noticeable, and if you flip them that way, it's not as noticeable. I don't know. What do y'all think about that? This is the other half of his blaster right here, and then this is his like mini turret thing. And yeah, overall, looks really good in his transform mode too. While I had him in cassette form, I will point out that the set comes with this cool display stand, and it gives you some facts about Soundwave, some statistics. Its function is the communications officer, and then it also has a mini version of him as a cassette player. Inside him as a cassette, we have Laserbeak right now, and then you can also have the black cassette, which is supposed to represent Ravage, which is the dog one. So this is pretty cool. It's also funny to me because in the show, he'll transform into one that's this size, and then still have his huge scale when he transforms into a robot. That's something that was always funny to me about the G1 cartoons. Next up, we have Laserbeak and Ravage, which respectively are supposed to represent a vulture and a dog, I'm pretty sure. And I think I love these things. They're so simple, but they look good and get the job done. So we'll look at Laserbeak first. Um, so here's him as like a vulture. The wings are very simple. The legs are very simple, but he can stand up. So like I can have his head even all the way like this. I don't know if you can tell here, but he's actually standing up. I thought he was gonna fall over and stuff, but no, he is stable as can be. He has this like jetpack attachment thing. Ravage also has his own attachment, and for both Laserbeak and Ravage, their headpiece, which is just like a tiled piece, it is printed, so you can see his yellow eye there, ready to hunt down some Autobots. And then looking at Ravage, this little zoom, there we go. He also has these add-on blaster things, and then he's just supposed to be like a dog, so not a whole lot going on there. Again, printed piece, so that red eye is printed. It's also really cool that they have these little Decepticon symbols. It comes with an extra one as well, so I'll definitely be using those in my builds. And then their transformation process is also very easy. It's probably the easiest one they've ever done, and it's really cool and satisfying. So I'll do that real quick. So they transform very easily. As I showed before, they both load into Soundwave very easily. I showed Laserbeak before, so I'll show Ravage now. Just put him in, and there you go. The voice lines are randomized, by the way, so me putting in Ravage and then clicking it and him telling Ravage to eject was just very funny. So what are my thoughts on the actual value of this set? It's 1,505 pieces at $190 retailing. So the price to part ratio isn't incredible, but it's not very bad at all by today's standards. And I can't stress this enough. This is the first set to ever have the sound brick, so this makes it very, very unique. And I think it adds so much to the value of it. Also, this thing really does have mass to it, and the pieces are not small pieces. So I actually think the price is not bad at all by today's standards. And would I say it's worth it? I think if you're a Transformers fan, then yeah, this thing. I feel like, especially if you got the toys growing up, this is going to give you so much nostalgia. And even if you didn't, like me, this thing is just still so cool. So cool. So I definitely think it's worth it. Probably if you wait a year, it'll also go down a little bit in price. Then I'd definitely say to get it. But yeah, this thing is so cool. I'm very happy to be able to have gotten my hands on it. I was scared it was going to be out of stock. And yeah, I hope LEGO continues with the sound brick. And yeah, let me know what you all think about it in the comments. Who you think they're going to do next? I know they're supposed to do Ratchet next, but after that, do you think they're going to do Starscream, Megatron? And what are they going to do about what they transform into too? But thank you for watching, and hope you all have a great day.